What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for Bundesliga Week 21 predictions. I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you for the support on the channel, everyone watching the videos. Once again, last week in the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A and Bundesliga, we had perfect score predictions in each video. So that's, I think, 2 or 3 weeks running now, and we've only just started this series. So as you can see, we're top of the league for predictions in the Bundesliga. So we're absolutely smashing it, and I cannot wait to continue. So if you do want to support me that little bit more, then you can check out the Patreon using the link in the description to get access to exclusive members tips and accumulators. We actually had a massive Bundesliga treble for the last game week that I tipped to the Patreons. Odds of 12-1. It was Bayern Munich and both teams to score, over 2.5 goals in the Heidenheim Dortmund game, and St Pauli and Augsburg to draw. Flashing up on the screen are all of the people that are supporting me over on the Patreon. So if you want to get a shout out in every single video as well, then you can click that link, get access to the exclusive tips, access to direct messaging to me, everything like that, and you are of course supporting the channel. But with that being said, let's kick off with the first game. It's Bayern Munich up against Werder Bremen. And now Bayern have obviously Celtic in the Champions League coming up after this fixture, but I don't think that's actually going to play too much of a part in this game. It's a Friday night, there's plenty of time to rest and recuperate. Bayern Munich, I think they're going to win. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I thought about 4-1, but the Champions League caveat just kind of made me think, you know what, maybe, just maybe, they don't get a win by like 4 or 5 goals. So I'm going to go 3-1. Instead of these abysmal odds here, we're going to go Bayern Munich to win and both teams score at 2.25. If you bet that every single time Bayern play, you will make profit in the season because the amount of times they concede. We tipped it last game week against, I think they're against Holstein Kiel at 2.4. I said it'd be 5-1. It was actually 4-3. So they did win. They did concede. 3-1 to Bayern. Bayern and both teams to score. After this, it's Borussia Dortmund up against Stuttgart. Stuttgart knocked out of the Champions League in, I believe, 25th place. So the only thing they've got to play for now is the push for top 4 in the Bundesliga. Dortmund, however, have a very important game in the Champions League coming up against Sporting. And I think that will be in the back of their minds. Stuttgart need to bounce back to winning ways. Do I think Dortmund lose? No. I thought about going for a draw, but then I thought, you know what? Let's back Dortmund to win. 2-1. I know Stuttgart they're going to leave it all on this game. They don't have Champions League to worry about like Dortmund do. But you know what? Let's change it. We'll go 2-2. We'll say 2-2. I think Dortmund should win, but with the Champions League to think about, we'll change it to 2-2. The tip, however, is going to stay the same, of course. I wouldn't change the score prediction if it counteracted the tip, which is what I most believe in. The tip is both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.72. After this, it's Freiburg up against Heidenheim. Heidenheim currently right down in 16th in, I believe, the relegation playoff position for the Bundesliga. I think Freiburg win this one. Last week they got a win against Bochum as we expected. Heidenheim lost to Dortmund as I can't remember if I tipped a draw in that game, but I tipped both teams scoring over 2.5 goals regardless. I think Freiburg win here. I'm going to go 3-2, and the tip is going to be Freiburg to win and both teams to score at 3.4. That's my highest odd tips for the week. I think they concede, but I think they get the win at home. After this, it's Hoffenheim up against Union Berlin. This is very tricky to predict. Last game week, Hoffenheim lost to Leverkusen. We tipped 4-1 to Leverkusen and over 3.5 goals. It was 3-1, so still the tip came in. Union Berlin drew with Leipzig 0-0, which was a little bit of a shock. However, I just think Hoffenheim could end up throwing this. I know they're very close in the table. Hoffenheim are the favourites. They should win, but I think they're going to just fall short. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, but the tip will be both teams to score at 1.66. It's quite rare you get odds that high of both teams to score in the Bundesliga, so I'm going to take it at 1.66. Now we have Mainz up against Augsburg, and I'm going to cut to the chase on this one. The table says it all. I know they're not that many points apart, but Mainz are at home as well. I know Augsburg are on an unbeaten run, but I'm going to go 2-1 to Mainz to see it end here. And the tip is going to be Mainz to win at 1.8. After this, it's Wolfsburg up against Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen just keeping the pace with Bayern Munich at the moment. I think they're going to win here. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. I'm going to go for a 3-2 win, and I'm going to tip Bayer Leverkusen to win at 1.8. I think the odds are really, really good. Wolfsburg winless in 3, as you can see. They haven't won since they beat Borussia Monchengladbach, which was insane. They lost to Bayern Munich, which is expected, but these two draws Kiel, not a good draw. Frankfurt, that's actually a pretty good draw. I'm surprised that was only 1-1 to be fair. But Bayer Leverkusen, to win, both teams to score. You could go Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score, probably odds of about 3.2. But I'm going to go for Bayer Leverkusen to win outright. After this, it is Borussia Monchengladbach up against Eintracht Frankfurt. Wolfsburg 1-1 as you saw there. Late equaliser for Hoffenheim to get the draw there. And Gladbach 2 wins in a row. Stuttgart and Bochum. I mean, Bochum, obviously, they are jank. But still, this one, Frankfurt, I think Frankfurt are better, right? I mean, you look at the table, Frankfurt up there in 3rd, Monchengladbach down there in 7th, a good 8-point gap. But I'm actually going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for a Desmond 2-2 draw, and the tip is going to be both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, once again at 1.72. After this, it's Holstein Kiel up against Bochum. Now, they're both right at the bottom of the table, but I've been more impressed with Kiel's performances. I think that one, 4-3 against Bayern, that showed some character. It showed some determination. So I'm going to say that Kiel actually win this one, and I'm going to go 2-0. I've tipped Holstein Kiel double chance at 1.4. The odds are bad. You could go Holstein Kiel draw no bet at like 1.7. You could go Kiel to win at 2.29, 2.3 if you really want to. I do think they can get a 4th win of the season. Bochum have not looked good. I mean, they're 2 wins against St Pauli and Heidenheim. Not great teams. I mean, Kiel aren't great either. Their wins, Dortmund and Augsburg. This performance against Bayern, there's a lot to be said for that. And a draw against Wolfsburg, it's not bad. This loss here against Hoffenheim, again, I think Hoffenheim are underperforming. So these recent results here for Kiel aren't actually that bad. So, yeah, I'm going to go for Kiel to win 2-0. Final game of the week, it's Leipzig up against St Pauli. I think St Pauli can score. I originally said 3-0 to Leipzig. I think it's going to be pretty heavy. I'll say 3-1, but the tip is going to be RB Leipzig and over 1.5 goals at 1.83 because I think they're going to win. I think there's going to be plenty of goals. So here's a quick summary. I've got Stuttgart as a gut sort of feeling to get something from Borussia Dortmund, changing that prediction last minute. But I think if we look at these fixtures right here, there's a lot of value to be had in Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen and Freiburg to win, and both teams to score in all of them. Looking at these results, if I had to pick one that I might have got wrong, I could see Hoffenheim winning this game here. I could see Dortmund winning this game here. And I could see Frankfurt winning this game here. I'd be surprised if Bochum do get a point from Kiel, but it's possible. And it would be the most RB Leipzig thing to draw this game 0-0. Like, it would be. I mean, well, they've got 3 draws in a row. 0-0, 2-2, 3-3. So all that's missing is a 1-1, really, to complete the draw trifecta. Not trifecta, fourfold. So maybe, you know, you could look at some kind of St Pauli angle, maybe just to score a goal, but Leipzig should win that. I think Kiel should win that. This one will be entertaining, lots of goals. Similarly here, lots of goals. Mainz should win that. There could be more goals here. It could be a drab 0-0, you never know. Freiburg will win this. Dortmund should win this, but maybe they'll slip up. And Bayern Munich will win this. There'll be plenty of goals here. Bayern Munich are going to win. Bremen could do something. I do think there is a chance Bayern slip up, but realistically, I don't think, for example, the Champions League game against Celtic is going to make any difference. I think it's Friday night, like I said. They're going to win, both teams to score. That is going to do it for my Bundesliga predictions. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any prediction videos. We've got Serie A and La Liga coming up tomorrow and the day after on the channel, and then we'll be back with Champions League, Premier League, and all that good stuff. So that is going to do it from me, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.